Classes and objects are fundamental to all object-oriented programming languages, of which Swift is one. A class is simply a blueprint in code. It allows you to create multiple instances of itself, and these instances are called objects. So using one blueprint, you can create multiple items called objects. Let's see how this works in practice by following along inside of our playground. Let's create a class with the keyword class. That's a word you're going to see a lot. And this class is called FastCar. Now, unlike a function, there are no arguments or parameters to pass over in this part of the class. There are places we can do that, and I will cover that. But for now, we just want curly braces. Now, a class is a blueprint. It's a container. It holds things like properties, variables, functions, structures, enumerations, lots of other things. It can hold pretty much everything you can think of in programming. So the first thing we're going to do is create this FastCar class, is give it a var called top speed, which is equal to, let's say, 155. And because it's FastCar, we're going to say top speed of all fast cars is 155, which is the standard electronically limited top speed. Then we can give this class a function. And this function we can call getTopSpeed. And this has no arguments, but it does return an integer. And this is going to return the top speed currently sitting in our class. And we could just write top speed, but a better way to write it is self. And you'll notice self here refers to the class of FastCar. So it's looking at itself and saying, okay, what stuff do I have? And if we put dot in, one of the items that we have is top speed. So it's going to return its own top speed. Now let's come down out of the class and create a var called myCar. And this is equal to FastCar. Open and close your brackets. Now we have a car. So this car is using this blueprint of the class to create itself. And that means it has all of the properties and functions that are available inside of that class. So we can have myCar.getTopSpeed, and that should return 155. And there we have it on the right-hand side. Now, let's say our FastCar has a different top speed each time we create it, and we want to pass over the top speed. Well, rather than going through the faff of changing that variable each time, we can use what's called an initializer in the class. And an initializer is the method that gets called whenever the class is instantiated or it's used to make an object. And this normally is created just below our list of variables, and we're going to call this init. And this is a special keyword, and we're going to pass over a top speed, which is of type integer. Open and close our braces. Now, let's change this top speed at the top to a type of integer. Then what we're going to do is we're going to assign the top speed we pass over to the class variable. So we say self.topSpeed is equal to top speed. And you'll notice how Swift automatically knows that I'm referring to self, so it's this one, and this top speed refers to this one. Even though they have the same name, they're actually different variables. So we have our top speed, and now we have an error when we initialize our car. Missing argument. So let's give it the argument it wants, which is top speed. And let's give this one a top speed of 210. So now when I save it, I should print out a top speed of 210 over on the right. So whenever you get an error saying missing arguments, what it's asking for is the stuff in this init function. So just to recap, a class is a blueprint that allows you to create objects. And actually, before I go, let's have var Ferrari is equal to a fast car. And this has a top speed of, let's say, 220. And in our Ferrari, we can get our top speed. So look at how a class allows us to create multiple instances of itself and multiple different kinds of cars. Classes and objects are one of the fundamental parts of object-oriented programming, and you can't go wrong by knowing too much about them. They are that fundamental.